50-foot nerds. Big arm energy. 50-foot nerds. Big arm energy. Is this thing on? Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Are we rolling? Okay. Ha-ha! It's me, John Hollywood, everyone's favourite movie executive and mascot of the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds podcast. I believe the boys were at Wrexham Comic Con recently, and they had a bit of a whale of a time. I couldn't be there because me, being the head of a large Hollywood-based studio, had to make movies so that you, the little people, can enjoy them on the big screen. However, they have tasked me with introducing the events of the day in video format, and I believe this will also be coming out as an audio podcast. So if you could hear me in your ears, hello. I did a little wave there, but I guess that doesn't really come across on audio. Anyway, I have to tell you what happened throughout the day. Well, Paul was interviewing people on stage. I say stage, it was some chairs. And we are going to see and hear those interviews right now. The first one, of course, was Paul, being a big Doctor Who fan, had to interview the incumbent War Doctor, Jonathan Carley. I believe he's been on the show before. Am I right? Yes, I am. And they also interviewed Chris Ryan, who is best known from The Young Ones and from Bottom, and of course he played several Sontarans on Doctor Who. Those are those aliens that look like potatoes. So strap in, sit back, relax, and listen to the first interview, which is Paul with the Doctor Who guys. Let's go! Ha-ha!
Wrexham Comic Con. My name's Paul Griggs from the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds podcast. Let me hear some noise. That's what I like to hear. Now, the single best science fiction television series comes from this here country, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. It is, of course, Doctor Who. It's been on the air since 1963, and it's my absolute privilege and pleasure to introduce a couple of people who are and have been and still are involved very much with that institution. So I'd like to introduce, first of all, actor, comedy legend, Christopher Ryan. Yeah, thank you. And then the man who he is the Doctor. No, there's no well about it.
He sounds like the Doctor.
Yeah, Mr. Jonathan Carley.
Hello.
Gentlemen, how are you finding your Wrexham Comic Con experience so far?
I'm good. I'm warming up a bit now, so
yeah.
Now the doors are closed.
Yeah, was it a little bit chilly when we got here?
Yeah, bit frosty.
Yeah. And how's your morning been so far, Chris?
Good so far, yeah. People
enjoy
very
yourself.
friendly and...
I wanted to start with you both because, I mean, I know Jonathan's story because we've had this conversation before, but Chris, before you were involved with Doctor Who, was Doctor Who something that was like on your radar? Did you watch Doctor Who?
Yeah, I saw it initially in '63. I was 13 then, and William Hartnell, of course.
No, you're not that old.
Yeah, I'm afraid so, yeah. Yes, so I was aware of it. I wasn't, a fan. I mean, when I say a fan, I wasn't knowledgeable, but I was aware of it, yeah.
Jonathan, you've got a slightly more atypical origin story with Doctor Who, don't you?
Yeah, I'm one of you guys, and one day I got the call from Nick Briggs, the voice of the Daleks, to say, basically, and here's a question for you. How do you feel about playing the War Doctor for Big Finish on audio? And I was like, yes. So that was 2020. A lot of stuff happened that year, but changed everything for me.
Yeah.
I've been bashing away doing those audios, keeping the War Doctor alive ever since.
So because you are a Doctor Who fan as well,
So I'm living the dream. I've peaked.
Who's got the dream job?
Yeah.
But you've come to it quite late compared to some of us.
What do you mean by that?
When we originally had this conversation, I expected you to say to me, "Oh yeah, I got into it with like Eccleston and this, that, and the other." But no, you told me it was like John Pertwee VHSs, wouldn't it?
Yeah, before the show came back, it had already come on my radar because it was early noughties when the Jerry Anderson series were having that revival again.
Yeah.
So I was getting sort of immersed in those cult shows, and my mum and dad thought, "You'll probably like Doctor Who as well," and put on the Cushing movies over summer.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And then from there, had to track down a lot harder than it is now with iPlayer. Track down the videos of Doctor Who.
Yes, kids. We used to have these things called videotapes.
Yeah, the big black bricks.
Yeah, it's like DVD, but bigger and more wieldy, and you could actually have them chewed up by the machine.
Oh yeah, you're taking a risk every time you put one on.
Yeah.
But yeah, had a couple of those, and then they announced the show was coming back. So I was a bit ahead of the game, but it was a timely thing anyway, and it's just grown and grown and grown ever since. Before I could have ever expected.
Yeah. Chris, you're one of the few people who's actually got to say that they've done classic and it's very hard to call it new Who because it's 20 odd years old now.
New
Who. Yeah. Let's wind back to the 80s though. So when did you first get the call from the production team? When did Trial of a Time Lord come onto your radar?
That was 1986.
Yeah.
I can't remember whether it was an audition or whether. It's 40 years ago now, isn't it? 40, yeah. It's hard to remember much about it actually. I do remember, of course, it took a long time to get the makeup for Lord Kiv.
Yeah.
On. Please excuse my voice, everybody. I'm recovering from something. Yes, it was. Nabil, of course, who's since passed, sadly.
The late, great Nabil Shaban as well.
Yes.
As
and,
Sil.
of course, Michael, oh, God, it's gone. His name's gone. Michael. Oh. He passed away last year or the year before.
Shame,
Jason.
Oh, yeah, Michael Jason.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Linda Bellingham.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's reeling back for 40 years. So that was when it was.
I mean, so what like you say, it was a lot of makeup. You were sort of squeezed into this kind of slug-like body. What did you have to go through for that?
Well, no, it was a long time in makeup, especially for the head and the face. Fortunately, with Kiv, he was static. He was on his operating table most of the time. In fact, probably all of the time. Whereas in the later one, in 2007 with General Stahl, he was far more active and a much heavier armour and head. So that was a different set of problems. But Kiv was relatively static.
Yeah, I was going to say, because so you came back for the new series, David Tennant playing a Sontaran.
Yes.
So yet again, we're not getting to see you. We're getting to see a lot of latex and a lot of special effects.
It's true, but you have to fight your way through that for the character to come through. And I played another Sontaran after that with Matt Smith. I think that was the Pandorica.
Yes, that's right.
Yes, where there were several foes lined up. When there was a Cyberman and a Dalek, I think. But that was much less to do. I can't remember that character's name. Commander something.
Probably began with an S.
An S and a couple of A's in there, yeah. Yeah.
Lots of harsh consonant clusters. Again, I mean, how did the new series approach you about coming in?
Well, for General Style, that was an audition.
That was an audition?
Yes, it was, and it was on a day of a tube strike. And yes.
I had that last year.
Did
it was
you?
horrendous.
Well, I walked miles and miles and miles and tried to get a bus, but they were queues. I needed the job. I hadn't worked for 2 years, and I had to get somewhere. I think it was in Holborn or somewhere. But I got there, and I got the job. So that was really...
That was worth it.
It was worth it.
The rest, as they say, is
Put your feet up,
history.
you earned it.
It really was an effort, and I'm very pleased. Douglas McKinnon, I think, was the director on that.
Yeah.
And Scottish chap, and a Scottish doctor, of course. Been several Scottish doctors, haven't there?
They're taking over.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, the handy thing once you play a Sontaran is that they're clones, so they look identical. So yeah,
if you get killed, you
were easily able to come back on screen as a different one, and you've also been doing various Sontarans for the Big Finish audio productions.
Yes,
which is where I know you two have previously encountered each other.
Yeah.
We recorded a story a couple of years ago.
Yes.
You were only in for the half day, so we only met very briefly.
Yes.
But yeah, there was a series called Sontarans versus Rutans, which was 4 episodes with 4 different doctors.
Yeah.
And they did a War Doctor episode with the Sontarans, and it was Chris and Dan Starkey as well. So it was an absolute treat for me, having watched those episodes when I was younger, to then be working with the Sontarans in real life, albeit without the makeup, which saved a lot of time and energy. But yeah, it's just a weird throwback, just hearing those voices and those performances, and then talking back to them, and then talking back to you. It's those pinch yourself moments, really. So.
Yeah, I mean, so you've had quite a few sort of Time War versions of various classic characters now. Plus, announced this week that the War Doctor is meeting the Rani.
Yeah, that dropped.
You're very good at keeping to your non-disclosure agreements, aren't you?
Oh yeah. I've heard the helicopters when you get close to breaking a secret, and the little red dot appears. But yeah, we're doing the Rani. She's just appeared in the TV show, and we're doing some sort of. The story's great. The story is great, and I think it's going to link and answer a few questions between the new series and the old.
Oh, okay.
And we've got Siobhan Redmond back, who hasn't been in for 10 years.
Yeah.
Because of various rights issues and whatnot.
Reasons.
Yeah, reasons. But she came in, hit the ground running, and we just had a great time. And it's a story that's not going to be superficial. It's going to dig into those relationships going way back, what their relationship was with each other, what it is now, that it's in this horrendous situation of an intergalactic war, and it's one that's really going to speak to fans, not just about those characters, but about what it means to be yourself, really, and where life takes you and what you want to be, and fulfilling your potential. I don't want to spoil too much.
No, and we wouldn't want you to spoil too much.
Neither would I. But yeah, the scenes in it that was like, God, I feel really seen right now. But yeah, it's a good one.
I've said to you in messages, it's like some of the stuff that you've done is really, really impressive.
Oh yeah, it's joyful. It's an absolute treat to do.
You've done such a fantastic job of stepping into some absolutely massive shoes.
Yeah, I try not to think about it, lest I, just lose my mind. But the audience have just jumped onto it and embraced it with the spirit with which it was intended, and that's all I can ask for. And they're so generous, like at these things, when they come up and say how much they've enjoyed them. And it's like, what a privilege to be in a position where people will just come up to you and say nice things about the stuff that, yes, it is a job, but it's a great job. It is a great job, and this is just the cherry on top, really.
Have you Chris, have you done a lot of sort of Doctor Who events or Comic Cons in the past?
I've done a few over the years, yes, I have, yeah.
And so what's sort of your experience of being quite, up close and personal with fandom been?
Well, people love the show.
Yeah.
They love it. They are fanatics, let's be fair, and it means so much to them, and generations and generations, and new people coming into the world are discovering, going back, each Doctor and all the aliens and the monsters and the enemies, and how they change subtly as each Doctor appears. So it's always very good, very friendly, very knowledgeable, not only in the characters and the Doctors, but lines and expressions, and it's a complete world, probably more so than all the other shows. And they're a great bunch of fans for Fools and Horses and for Young Ones and all the other things. But Doctor Who seems in a way it's on its own. Yeah.
And does it bring those memories rushing back when people
Yes.
pick up on things that you'd forgotten from
Yes.
40 years ago?
Yes, that's right. Reminding you of things. Yeah. It's extraordinary, and of course it's all over the world now.
Yes.
Letters from America and everywhere. And people stopping it. It can be stopped anywhere. Somebody stopped me when was it? It was yesterday. It was on the platform in Chester. It was someone got off a train. I was sitting on a bench waiting for the connection to Wrexham General, and this chap came up and said, "I want to shake your hands. Thank you for the audible thing." And, out of the blue.
So stepping to one side from Doctor Who for a minute, I would imagine you get that more for things like the Young Ones and Ab Fab, though?
Yes, and Bottom as well, yes. There is still some of that. Well, there's quite a bit of that, actually, yeah. And also with a lot of the Doctor Who fans, they're fans of those other things, but you can tell that Doctor Who means so much to them,
Yeah. I do want to sort of go back to sort of your earlier career. So, as soon as somebody says Chris Ryan to me, I always think, yeah, it's Mike from the Young Ones. Other people have. What is? Doug always goes with Dave Hedgehog, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mike from. You weren't the original casting for Mike, though, were you?
Well, I was for the show, but originally it was conceived with Peter Richardson in mind. Excuse me, I'm popping away here. He was part of the Comedy Store, the comic strip, with Rick Mayall, Adrian Edmondson, Alexei Sale, Nigel Planer, French and Saunders, all those people. But I think there were some artistic differences with BBC and producers, and so they had to find somebody else.
Yeah.
And they saw lots of people, and I was one of them. And I was doing a play at the time in London called Can't Pay, Won't Pay, which was a political farce by Dario Fo, an Italian left-wing political activist, playwright, comedian. Why am I saying this? Oh yes, they came along and saw that and asked me to come and read, which I did, and a couple of improvisations, and then they asked me to do it. And we did the pilot very soon after that, so I had to make very quick decisions about this character, which actually I regret. And if I were doing it now, I would have played the character differently. So I wasn't quite comfortable with it. They were great, wonderful, extraordinary people, all part of this movement, which came to be known as alternative comedy. And they'd established this way of playing, and really those characters that they were through their stand-up thing. So it was an extension of that. I was new, and struggling, I felt, trying to find this oddball character, which was going to be Peter Richardson. And that was it. And the pilot, we did the pilot, didn't know whether it was going to be a series or not. Decision was made, and then with what I'd found in that pilot, I had to go along with, stay with, and develop as the first series went on, which was in 1982, 6 episodes. Then we came back in 84 for another 6, and then we did the comic, what's it called? Comic Relief. We did the record.
You did that. I was going to say this week. So I do my research, everybody.
Yes, 40 years.
And I rewatched the video for Living Doll, and my immediate reaction was, Cliff Richard looks like he's in pain.
Well, he was older than us, but I think he enjoyed it. Very good of him to do it, really.
Yeah, of course. It's good sport.
And yes, he was. And remember, that was done very, very quickly. That was done in 2 days. 1 day filming that video.
Yeah.
I think it was a place called Queen's Park, some children's playground in North London. And then a day in the studio recording the song. And Hank Marvin from The Shadows came along and did his guitar solo. Cliff was there. We did it in the studio in Kilburn somewhere, I think. And 2 days, and it was over. Or then had to go into the studio to do the special effects for the things that went wrong in the song. So, that was...
And you end it, and the video ends up on Top of the Pops 5 weeks running.
Number 1, we got to. Yes.
Not bad for a couple of days' work.
No. And all for charity.
Yeah. Yep. That's the important
I think it was
thing.
the first one, the first song.
Yeah, I remember.
The first Comic Relief.
I'm old enough to remember that. So
because filming moves fast. When you're filming with no money for charity, breakneck. So
yes,
it puts into perspective.
I mean, speaking of, doing stuff for a sort of a lower budget, we can't have a conversation with Jonathan without talking about a certain trilogy of short films that we went and saw the premiere of the most recent one. So I made War of the Worlds, I made The Time Machine, and now I made The Invisible Man. There's a lot of people here who probably don't know what these films are.
Yeah, well, it was very good of you both to come along, because we've been working on this series of films for 3 years, done one a year. Starting out with War of the Worlds, which was, we wanted to do a modern version of sort of the Orson Welles radio broadcast, or a film about what a modern version of that would look like. Sort of using social media and live streaming.
Yeah.
And it went so well shooting that film. We did it in 3 days. And in the end, it won 21 awards on the festival circuit.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So with that kind of reception, you kind of think straight away. And also, we had a great time. It's like, should we do another one? So we did The Time Machine after that. And once you've done 2, you kind of have to go for the hat trick. So we did the 3rd one, The Invisible Man, which has it's not public yet. So unfortunately, we can talk about it.
We can
but
talk
you
about
can't
it.
see it.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. So we went kind of for broke with that one. We done it all in black and white, well, mostly in black and white, because that was sort of accidental. And I said to the director, like, I think this will look really good in black and white.
Did somebody press the wrong button on the camera?
No, we just went for really high contrast lighting, and I said, this great black and white version in this. He said, no, I'm not doing it in black and white. It's going to be in colour. So I kept poking him, and in the end, he just did a test. He said, I think I'm going to do it in black and white. But it looks gorgeous. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
And it's been entered into some festivals in the US.
Nice.
And they've really responded well to it. But it's only at the beginning of the run, so who knows what might happen.
Yeah, but if people do want to experience the first 2 parts of the trilogy, they are on
YouTube
on
now.
the Tube of You.
Public. I made War of the Worlds, and I made The Time Machine. On the Cinescope YouTube channel.
Fantastic. We're coming to the end of our time. We do have an audience. If anybody in the audience has... does anybody in the audience have any questions?
Watch them scatter now. We've spooked them.
No? Oh, hang on.
Hi,
What to
Chris.
do, Mr. Polly?
Just tell us a little bit about Only Fools and Horses, your time in Only Fools and Horses.
Well, Fools and Horses, again, funnily
Fools and
enough, we were
Horses.
talking about 1986. That episode was 1986 as well.
Sounds like a good year.
That was a good year, yeah. But we only did one as the Driscoll brothers. It was only 1 week's work. Very good. It was again, another good group of people. And they'd already done one series, I think. And fortunately from that, we were asked to come back again for the spin-off, The Green Green Grass. We did far more in that than we did in Fools and Horses. But it was good. It was very, very good. A good experience. And I was very happy to be asked to do it with Roy Marsden playing Danny Driscoll. We'd worked together in theatre in Edinburgh in 1974. We did a season at the Traverse Theatre, and Roy had been asked to play Danny Driscoll, and he thought of me and suggested me for Tony. And I went along and read with Tony Dow, who was directing, and one of those times when someone says, would you like to do it, rather than jumping through more hoops. So it was very fortunate for that, yeah.
I mean, you've done a not small amount of sitcom work. So we've talked about Young Ones, we've talked about Only Fools. Although, absolutely fabulous. And another massively popular show that you've been involved with as well.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, sorry, I thought you were going to say something else. And that came, again, from that group of people. It was Jennifer Saunders.
Yeah.
And again, it was another fortunate thing. And it doesn't often happen. It seems like it because we're talking about these things. But she asked me to play that character, Marshall. And again, they weren't involved in every episode. They just came and went, Marshall and Beau. And various other partners throughout that series. And again, that was a good thing, and it ended up being a film. I still haven't seen that film, but it was that was a couple of days. We talk about these things, but more often than not, well, you were talking about 3 days to do. That's how it happened. Young Ones was 6 episodes in '82, 6 episodes in '84. A week of each episode and a couple of weeks of filming before 40 odd years ago, so it's a very small amount of time.
The longevity comes afterwards.
It is amazing to still be talking about something 40 odd, 50 odd years on.
Yes, this is how it is. So yes, absolutely fabulous. And what else was there?
Did you do One Foot in the Grave?
One Foot in the Grave.
You're
That's
two
right.
characters in that, weren't you?
Well, yes, I did one episode as a plumber, and then I came back in another episode some years later as twins. Yeah.
Yes,
The
that was it.
McKendrick twins, who were builders, one of whom played practical jokes on Mrs. Meldrew. Yeah. So that was a good thing to do, playing twins. I only got one fee, but
You were robbed.
You were robbed.
You were
Yeah.
robbed.
You were robbed.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to have to clear out because we're going to have to make room for some wrestling in a moment.
Right.
But this has been an utter pleasure. As always, Jonathan, Christopher, thank you ever so much.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
We have a small audience. I am going to ask them to give you a round of applause. Jonathan Carley, Christopher Ryan.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you ever so much.
Wasn't that a great interview, everyone? I certainly enjoyed it and hope you all did too. Next, we had Paul interviewing some people who may not be the stars of the movies, but without them, these things can't get made. We had Nathan James Pegler, who is in predominantly an SA, by which we mean supporting actor, the people who populate the worlds and make them as big and as wonderful as they are. He's been in lots of things, including Doctor Who. And then we had another actor called Jonathan Lindsley, who has been in many, many things over the years, ranging from Last of the Summer Wine, where old men race downhill in bathtubs, and all the way up to Pirates of the Caribbean. I made that one! It's one of mine! Ha ha! So, sit back, relax, and enjoy this one now as well, as we listen, hand over to Paul. Let's go, Paul, time to talk, Paul, talk!
the next Q&A panel today, it's on the subject of television. Something I think we all know a little bit about attending here today. I'd like to introduce my next two guests. So, alumni of the Bristol Old Vic, and a star of such brilliant sitcoms as Last of the Summer Wine, Mr. Jonathan Lindsley, and artist who's appeared in, many things, including James Bond, Doctor Who, F1, the movie, Mr. Nathan Pedler. Give him a round of applause.
Hello.
Hello.
Gentlemen, you'll find very quickly that I tend to start in much the same way. How has your Wrexham Comic Con experience been so far?
So far, it's been great. Thank you very much indeed. Have
Absolutely
a nice time.
fantastic, guys. Thank you.
They're a good crowd, and it's a nice place. Are you both Comic Con regulars? Do you do events like this a lot?
This is the second time I've done one.
Only your second?
Well, I did Los Angeles when we were doing the Pirates movies.
Right.
Because I was in Los Angeles for 2 years.
Right.
So I did a Comic Con over there, which was pretty impressive, really.
It's going to have been a little bit bigger than this, I suspect.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I can't match Los Angeles, Jonathan.
It's. I mean, I've been to Los Angeles. It's a bit of a mad town, isn't it?
It's the thing about everywhere in Los Angeles, in fact Hollywood, is that everybody's an actor. Wherever you go, when you walk into a shop, first thing they do is they go, oh man, you've got a British accent. What are you doing here? And you go, oh well, actually, I'm making a movie. I'm doing Pirates of the Caribbean. And they go, oh man, you're an actor? You go, yeah. They go, I'm an actor. And you go, no, you're selling underpants in Macy's. That's your job. And they go, no, I just do that to make money. No, my main job is acting. I was an audience member on Gladiators. And, so I don't mean to be sounding snobby, but everybody's an actor over there.
Yeah.
And there's a long story, but I can't tell it here because we haven't got time. But I got stopped by the police in Santa Monica.
Okay.
And I was driving the car that they'd given me. I wanted a Ford Mustang, and I wanted to drive down Route 66. It just seemed like the coolest thing.
Why not?
Listening to the Beach Boys, that kind of thing.
Cool, yeah.
So I'm driving through Santa Monica on my way to meet Jerry Bruckheimer in his office to do another movie. Right?
Clang! That was the name of the sound of a name being dropped.
Yeah, that's right. So Anyway, this guy pulled me over. He said, you drove through a construction zone at 30 miles an hour. You're supposed to drive at 20 miles an hour.
Right.
Policeman. So he first of all stops the car, and then I did everything that a British person does when they're stopped by the police, which is I took the keys out of the ignition, got out of the car, and walked towards the police car.
Yeah, you don't
right,
do that.
which you don't do in America.
No.
So he gets out of his car, goes, get back in the car. So I go back in my car, and of course I've locked the door. I've got back in the car, shut the door. Keys are in my pocket now, electric windows. So he comes up, taps the window, and I can't get... So I reach for my pocket, and he unbuttons his gun. I think he's going to shoot me, right? So I'm doing what actors do, which is start to mime. Right? So I'm going... like this. So eventually I get the key out, open the window for him. And then he starts talking to me and he says, is this your car, sir? So I go, no, it's a hire car from the airport. He goes, a hire car from the airport? I go, yes, a hire. We're two people speaking the same language, but it's not the same language.
No.
He's speaking American, I'm speaking English.
Yes.
And a hire car means nothing to him. He means I've employed a car. I should have said I've got a rental car from the airport.
Yes.
Yeah. So he goes, license and registration. I said, no, it's in my flat in LA. He went, you had a flat in LA? I went, yeah, and he said, you keep your license and registration in a flat in LA? Because it's an apartment in LA.
Yes.
And I've got the two things. So we go on like this, and he keeps repeating what I say. So like all foreigners, I repeat back to him louder in the hope that he understands what I'm saying. So he thinks I'm mad, I think he's mad. So he there says, well, if you haven't got the license and registration, we're going to seize the car. We'll seize the car. I go, oh, you can't do that because I'm going to meet my producer, Jerry Bruckheimer, about a movie to do National Treasure 2. And he said, oh, you're an actor? I went, yeah, I'm an actor. He went, I'm an actor. I went, no, you're a police officer. You're a Santa Monica police. You're driving a police car. He went, yeah, but I'm really an actor. I've got my resume in the car. Could you give it to Jerry? So I said, yeah, of course I will. And he gave me a police escort to Jerry Bruckheimer's office. And that's how mad the city is. I mean,
Yeah. Nathan, beat that.
I can't beat Los Angeles.
no, don't.
I'm at Wrexham Comic Con. Wrexham's better than LA anyway.
Well, yeah. I mean, to be fair, we do have Ryan Reynolds Football Club next door.
We do.
I mean, I know Doug has been checking, but has anybody been absolutely sure that the Deadpools are actually Deadpools and not Ryan Reynolds in disguise?
The real Deadpool.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know.
You never know. I mean, you have, Nathan, you have worked on some quite high-profile.
Big sets, yeah. Big sets.
I mean, the one that does immediately spring to, I mentioned it before. You were on the grid for F1.
I was indeed. The lovely Brad Pitt. He's a nice guy.
And Javier Bardem.
Yes.
I mean, that.
It's an exciting set.
Yeah, I mean, for those of us who have not experienced, I mean, this will be for both of you, but for those of us who have not experienced a massive multi-million-dollar Hollywood set, what does that tend to involve? I mean, it's going to be slightly different for both of you because you're a featured artist and you're a supporting artist, but still, the sense of scale must be incredible.
I mean, with the F1,
Yeah.
it wasn't really a set. We were there at the Formula One at Silverstone. So you've got all that going on as well.
Yeah.
Which is mind-blowing in itself because I'm an F1 fan.
So am I.
And, you know, I'm next to Ferrari, I'm next to Aston Martin, and I'm just...
I've got a Ferrari drive at Silverstone scheduled for October.
I kind of forgot that I was just a scrutineer and they were filming us. I'm just watching the F1. But the big sets are immense.
Yeah.
Just fantastic experience.
I mean, for you, Pirates, I gather involved a lot of weird lycra and suits with bobbles on.
Yeah, we had to wear grey suits. They look like ski suits.
Yeah.
With lots of half-cut ping pong balls all over them. And what they do is the computer, you're put into what's the word? Like an MRI scanner, upright,
yeah.
And you're scanned from top to bottom.
Laser scanner in
and
the
then
air.
the computer recognises you, and then you wear the grey suit for when you're the monster in the movie. And then the computer makes all the, like Davy Jones's tentacles on his face were all made by CGI. They weren't real. We had to wear contact lenses and teeth because animators can't do eyes and mouths because you have the most muscles in your face around your eyes and around your mouth, and they can't be animated. So when you see us talk or whatever it is in the movie, when you know, close-ups and stuff, and then there are three people who play you. There's a stuntman, a stand-in, and you, because in case you get tired. So they have a guy who stands where you are for lineups and setups and all the lighting and stuff. But talking about the sets, where we were in the Caribbean, when we were in the Caribbean, it's a village, and there are 2,000 people working on the movie, and those 2,000 people have to have camper vans, tents, whatever, and they give you, you have things called 3 ways, 2 ways, and a camper for you to go into, and they're the dressing rooms for the actors. And depending on your status, you get a bigger space, basically. So,
bit different to the BBC.
Definitely.
Back in the 70s and
completely
80s.
different.
Definitely
from the BBC.
different.
BBC pick you up in a car, and at 4 o'clock in the morning to take you to your whatever show you're doing, television centre or some location. They pick you up in a car, And then they say, oh, we're picking up 3 other actors, right? And they pick up 3 other actors around the town to take you to Television Centre. So you get there at 6 o'clock and then you just sit there bored waiting for makeup. But when you work in Hollywood, just to explain, we flew in the first time. There were 6 of us, 6 pirates on the Flying Dutchman. We were the crew, with Bill Nighy as the captain.
Yeah.
And when we arrived in Los Angeles, we flew in, and there was a man standing with my name, and the other 6 actors had their names, and we all got in a limo. Each of us had our own limo, which would have seated 12 people. And we all got in, all to go to the same hotel. Right? And they drove us there. And you suddenly realise that you're a Hollywood actor rather than a BBC television player, as it were. It's an extraordinary experience. But my driver was really, really miserable. He was Russian. And I got in the car and he went, "First time in Hollywood?" I went, yeah, first time. He went, "It's a terrible place. You do not want to be here. It's miserable. Everybody is horrible. Everybody is grim." I said, "What?" He said, "I work 16 hours a day. It's a nightmare." And I'm excited because I'm in Hollywood for the first time, passing the Hollywood sign, heading for, we were heading for the Mondrian Hotel on Sunset Boulevard.
Wow.
And you think, this is cool, I'm having a great time. But my driver was and he kept saying, I can't wait to go home. I send money to my family. I'm going home. You should go home immediately. Go back to the airport. Go back to LAX. You do not want to be here. And I'm like, yeah, I do, yeah. I'm really happy,
I mean, it's been a long journey to get to there. So, and again, this is going to be for both of you. So, where did it all start for you, Jonathan?
Well, it started for me because, like a lot of young men, I went to university because my parents said, don't be an actor because actors don't get paid very well and they don't have a continuity of work and all that kind of stuff. So do something to fall back on was the phrase.
Right.
So I went to university and I read American Studies, actually, to begin with, and then changed to drama and theatre. And while I was there, I knew I wanted to be an actor all my life. So I went to Bristol Old Vic, and while I was there, I thought, I did that famous thing of saying, I only want to do classical theatre. I only want to do Shakespeare.
I want to do Shakespeare.
I want to do something important. I would never, ever do an advert for cigarettes. I would never advertise McDonald's burgers. I would never, under any circumstances, do a soap opera. Nothing as crass as Emmerdale or Coronation Street. Never in a million years. And of course, as soon as you leave, you have to live somewhere, pay some rent. So when they give you a job, the job they give you is whatever you get offered by your agent. So for me, the reason I'm remembered, I suppose, as an actor is because although I did commercials for McDonald's, for anything they asked me to do, beer, anything at all, so I sold my soul to the devil immediately and gave up all those sort of things. But I did go to that. I did work at the RSC for a year. I played in Shakespeare.
Nice. And
I did go into rep, and I learnt theatre that way. But one of the jobs I was offered, 2 jobs, I was offered the chance to go into Minder, which was then Dennis Waterman and George Cole. And I'd worked with George before, George Cole, on some adverts for Leeds Building Society. And
wow, that's a deep pull. The Leeds Building Society.
So
Who
then,
remembers that?
So then I was asked if I would do if I was interested in being in the stage play of Last of the Summer Wine.
Right.
And as it sounded like more fun to go to the seaside and play in Eastbourne for 6 months doing Last of the Summer Wine stage play, I thought I'd do that instead of Minder. And I went into that, and of course what happened was I worked with Bill Owen, Peter Sallis, did Last of the Summer Wine in the stage play, and Roy Clark, who wrote the series, liked what I was doing, so wrote my character into the television series. And that's how I started. And then in those days, there were 3 television channels. There was, being upstaged by him.
Have you met Bumblebee?
I'm being upstaged by a
Can't
transformer.
miss him, can you, really?
Yeah, he's got car doors on his head.
Mine wasn't such a glamorous start to the business.
Well, I was going to say...
What happened to you?
What happened to me? No Bristol Old Vic, no Shakespeare.
Oh no.
I became a self-employed illustrator, and I'd always fancied joining a couple of casting agencies to see where it would lead me. And my first ever SA job, supporting artist, actually was not a supporting artist job. I doubled for the famous Scottish actor Ewan Bremner for a year, nearly a year, 10 months, on a show made for the States that never came over here. So that was my introduction into the business, and it kind of went from there, really. I did a lot of background stuff, soldiers and politicians, and I'm kind of generic 5'9", Caucasian vicar, politician. You'll see me all over the place.
Yeah.
Sometimes featured, sometimes not.
Yeah, I mean,
But it's good fun.
Again, I mentioned it before. So you did the last Bond.
I did the last Bond, yeah. That was fabulous.
You did Doctor Who with Jodie Whittaker.
Doctor Who was fabulous.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's my thing. That's my bag. So I'm deeply jealous of that.
For to be on the show, and I'm a Doctor Who fan myself,
Yeah.
to be a unit officer,
Yeah.
wow, wear the kit, wow, it's fantastic. It's just mind-blowing, really.
Superheroes. Aquaman.
Aquaman, you just see me in Aquaman at the end, cheering at a big imitation screen.
Is your job a bit like that? That it's kind of you're watching the final edited together thing, and you're thinking, I know I'm in this scene somewhere. Oh, there I am. You can just see my shoulder.
That happens a lot. But I've been very fortunate to be featured too.
Yeah.
Which is great.
I think, can I just say that supporting artists are, I love working with supporting, because they make or break every shot.
Yeah.
Because if they're good, they support. And they make. I did years ago I did a DL and Pasco, and I had a guy who was my solicitor while I was being interviewed by the police, and he was a supporting artist.
Right.
But I've always treated those sort of scenes as theatre pieces. And it's just as important that the guy who's non-speaking, who's sitting next to you, knows what he's doing, performs well with you, and interacts with you. That's really important. So,
And sometimes we get lines, you know.
absolutely.
I have more lines than Amanda Burton in Murder Before Evensong in one scene.
Well, it's an interesting point you make, because as I understand it, a good chunk of acting is reacting. So even without a line,
reaction.
Just
reaction.
your look on your face. And
I used to hate it when people were called extras. I used to hate that, and I used to be very uncomfortable with that. And there are some actors who get very snobby around supporting artists.
Yeah.
And
Even now.
Yeah, I mean, it still happens. I mean, I did The Bill a number of years ago, and I had two guys who were my minders in The Bill. I was playing an arch villain. So I was a boxing promoter, and these two guys, the big heavy-set guys, who just walked behind me, basically.
Yeah.
But I had a camper van to go into, and they had nowhere to go, and it was a very, very hot day, and I had an air-conditioned camper, so I invited them in, and the floor manager came and said, "They're not allowed to go in your camper." I said, "They're friends of mine," so yes, they are.
Yeah.
Absolutely, treat them like normal human beings.
That happened to me on Poldark. I was very fortunate. My first proper gig was Series 5 of Poldark. I played a guy called Cardi, and I was the War Leggins footman. I had dialogue, and I had a lovely, great character. And it was freezing at the studio. The main actors had a warm tent that they could go and sit in. And I was discovered by Pip Torrens, who played George Warlegan, just sat outside the set, literally just shaking. And he said, "Why are you not sat in the warming tent?" "Well, I'm not allowed in there, Mr. Torrens." He said, "First of all, don't call me Mr. Torrens, my name's Pip. Come with me, young man." I sat in the warming tent with Aidan Turner, Pip Torrens, Hader Reed, Jack Farvin, and I
clang, 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 clang.
The runner said, "What on earth are you doing in here?" And Pip said, "He was invited. That's what he's doing in here."
Yeah.
But it does happen.
Yeah.
I did a movie. I'm just reminded of this. I did a movie in central London. We were just behind Selfridges in central London, and it was supposed to be set with a lot of down and outs, and there were a lot of supporting artists dressed as down and outs.
Yeah.
And I was a nightclub bouncer.
I know where this is going.
On
Yeah.
the door of the thing, and what happened was the caterers came to us, and they said, "How many people are on this movie?" And we said, "Why?" And he said, "Well, because we were supposed to have lunch for 60, and we've served 122 lunches." And of course, every down and out in the centre of London came and got a free.
Yeah.
And they got on the bus and they kept warm.
Yeah, I saw that punchline coming as well.
That's good.
And they all.
I like that.
And you couldn't tell the difference between,
No.
obviously, because the costumes were the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
But sadly, there is this hierarchy.
The only reason you could tell the difference was because the real down and out smelled terrible.
Dear, oh dear. We do have a small audience.
We do.
And do any of you guys have any questions you want answering? No?
No.
No?
They never do.
Go on.
They never do.
No? That's fine.
That's fine.
We can just
I
carry
just
on.
cry into my pillow this evening.
Because I come prepared. Loki.
Loki. Yes.
Loki.
Yes. Mr. Tom Hiddleston. So.
Yeah. I mean, so you mentioned you're a full-time
Artist,
Artist.
illustrator. Yeah.
and then so the TV and film is that the side hustle or
That's the side hustle.
Ah,
And I get a lot of work because I work for myself, and I can literally. Can you come for a costume fitting at 4:00 at Pinewood? Yeah. Put my pencil down, and I'm down the motorway,
right.
and I put myself out, and I think it gets recognised.
I mean, what about so do you have a side hustle though? Do you have things that you do when you're not doing the acting thing?
Just hobbies, really. I mean, I've always loved painting, actually. So I'm a bit of an artist. I really admire creative people, by the way. And
I think we all do.
And I think creativity is good for the soul.
Yeah.
And when COVID came along, and there wasn't a lot of work around, and we weren't allowed out of our houses, I discovered a present that somebody had given me, which was a little box of oil paints and some canvases. So I started painting the people I'd worked with, portraits of the people I'd worked with. And I didn't think they were very good, but I showed them to the people I had worked with, and they all said, "Oh, they're quite good. You've got a talent." So that's my side hustle now, which is I paint the people I work with and people I meet. And
well, I guarantee that
portraits.
you two are both much better artists than the stick figures that I can come up with. That's you. That wasn't me. Yeah, that's the level of your. It's far better than my stick figures though. Listen, it's nearly time for wrestling again.
Oh, how exciting.
So we're going to come to the end of this.
Okay.
Is there anything you guys wanted to say to Wrexham Comic Con before we wrap up?
Just thanks for having me. To be honest, thank you so much.
Yeah, it's great to be here, and thank you very much. Thanks for listening. And I hope everybody has a great time here, because it's a spectacular place, isn't it? With all these. I'm very impressed by the Wookiees.
Yeah.
Very impressed by the Wookiees.
Yeah.
And I met some lovely people from Conway Pirates.
Yes.
But they're dressed in, for some reason, they're dressed in Alice in Wonderland costumes.
Oh, they decided not to come as pirates
But
today.
they are the Conway Pirates, so they've invited
okay.
me to an event
there you
in
go.
Conway on the 14th of June.
Conway Pirates get a shout
So
out.
I'm plugging that, basically, for them.
I'm plugging myself. I'm over there.
Yeah.
A table over there.
Well, listen, this has been an absolute pleasure. I want to get a big round of applause again for Jonathan Lindsley and Nathan Pegler. Thank you, gentlemen.
I hope you all enjoyed that, because it's time for another one. Yes, Paul interviewed another two people at once now. First one was Wiggy from Hitman and Her. Yes, he was a big dancer in the club scene back in the 80s and the 90s and ended up on TV with Michaela Strachan. Oh, yes. And then his other guest is The Shend, who is an actor and musician and is well known for his roles on Red Dwarf, for example, in Series 8. So why don't we hand over to Paul, and he's going to talk to them about music and geeky stuff as well. Let's go Paul now.
Culture as opposed to pop music.
Okay.
But you guys are here, and it's still definitely going to be of interest. Introducing Mr. John Shendo, the Shend.
Hello.
And the legend that is Clive Wiggy Brown.
I've never called myself a legend. You know, I'm just a lad that's jolly.
I think you're legendary. I mean, you know, my wife asked me, who are you going to be interviewing tomorrow? And I go through the list, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember him.
Scary, very scary.
I mean, so I do like to start by. So what's your Comic Con experience been like so far?
It's always lovely to meet such nice people. But,
Isn't it?
Yeah. So more people should come over and say hello.
Definitely.
Which would be nice.
I mean, these guys don't bite. Unless you really want them to.
Are you sure?
Unless you really want them to. But, you know, just come and say hello. Have a chat.
We like hellos. We definitely like hellos. And
hello is always good.
Scary
people
faces,
saying hello.
But what about the wrestling? What's going on?
You've had a ringside seat, literally, to 2 wrestling matches so far.
I've been watching the little kid going, hey, woo, blood, blood, blood. Especially when we talk about Wrexham. Wow.
I mean, ostensibly, you guys are here because you are both from the music sphere, as it were. John, I love me a bit of old school punk, so your stuff is definitely my bag.
Good to hear.
Yeah, no, I dug it out on Spotify this week, and it's like, oh, how have I not listened to this stuff before? I am listening to this stuff now.
This is 0.0000002 P coming to me then.
Yes, that one stream you got this week, that was me.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, okay, no, Mike's got a point there. He's saying I should have put it on repeat. And then Clive, you know, you are known as, you know, basically one of the recognisable faces as a dancer on the late night show.
You don't know it, do you?
The Hitman and Her.
Yes, it is.
I do know it. Yeah. It wasn't the sort of thing that I tended to watch.
I'm with you, lad.
It wasn't my thing.
I'm with you.
But I was at least aware that it was a thing, and, you know, I mean, Pete Waterman and Michaela Strachan. Michaela Strachan, I just knew her from Wide Awake Club.
Everybody fancied her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing about it. That was going on. That was the thing. She's girl next door. But you heard her schedule about Whack-A-Day and then...
Yeah.
The Wide Awake Club.
Yeah.
And things like that. So she's embedded in our culture.
Yeah. I mean, I'm John, start with you. So where did you...
Why do you keep calling me John?
Oh, do you prefer Shendo or Shen?
Well, I'm not a John at all.
Okay.
No.
You're going to have to get one of those stickers.
Yeah.
Well, that's my research gone out the window.
Yeah, it's Shen. I don't know why you got John. Anyway, carry on.
Anyway, Shendo.
Shendo's good, yeah.
Yeah. Where did it all sort of first start for you?
Birth of Punk in 1976, really.
What was it that attracted you?
Well,
who did you like?
I used to live near Birmingham, so we used to go into Birmingham and watch bands, so go and see the Clash and Buzzcocks and the Jam and everybody.
Wow.
And it was just so exciting. We thought, okay, let's make a band.
Yeah.
And make records. So I think within 3 months, my mum lent us 400 quid a single.
What was it? They used to say, this is a chord, now go and start a band.
Yeah, well, exactly. You could. Anybody could do it, and it was great. I've been doing it 50 years now. So.
Wow.
And still, it's one chord here, one chord there.
And okay, Clive, what about you? So, how did Hitman come about?
How did the Hitman start? It's an afterthought. Definitely an afterthought.
All right.
What happened with the Hitman is that I just come back from working at a place called The Entertainer. It was in the town centre, fun pub sort of thing. I was in that kind of culture. And what happened is that my friend Fitz, far, far better dancer than I was, more talent in his little finger than I ever had in my whole body, basically said to me, Clive, why don't you come down to this nightclub? So doing this job, teaching people, then I could just be completely free dancing on a podium. And I danced on a podium on Mr. Smith's. Well, suddenly enough, Pete Waterman, Mr. God we call him, he asked to do a pilot. You know, he's sick of seeing the scene. Elvis Costello, if you remember that one, that sort of thing. So he said, yeah, okay. And then, we did it, and I kind of was tired, but I went in there, and I won all the prizes, as in, you can, I know it's sad, innit? What are you doing it for? For a laugh. That's all it is. And even the wig was a joke. I want people to know that. The wig was a joke. It's me daring myself to put this stupid thing on, or whatever, and saying that, and then it's become a kind of a stable, so... I don't go home with this wig on. I don't sleep with it on, you know. It's not like that, not that bad, you know.
Well, yeah, it was going to be one of the questions, and but you
don't you laugh? You can see this one of it. You two was at Conflab. You have to team up in a minute against these. We call them both jobs.
So you find yourself you're kind of stuck with it now, 40 years later.
If you knew me, I would say I'm having a laugh with the whole company, yeah?
Fair enough.
But the serious face of me, oh yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. If you ain't with me, I'm going to kick your ass.
You should be in the wrestling, mate.
I know. Saying, who do you think you are?
They've got another match coming up, you never know.
Oh, no. I got to go back to this, take the wig off and go, it's not me. She should have done it.
You guys both certainly seem to like your pop culture, your Comic Con stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
love Comic Con.
You've done a lot of shows that are genre. I'm literally rewatching Red Dwarf at the moment.
Really?
Haven't quite got to Series 8
John.
yet. That's coming up next couple of days.
Look out for John in it.
Yeah, with John.
Prepare for John again. But I mean, Clive, we were literally just talking about. So, comics is your bag.
Honestly, yes. I mean, was it when partner or anything like that? I do collect my comics. I mean, it was between her and the comics. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry, but the comics have to stay. You're gone. So yes, comics for me. I mean, I could say I'm trying to be intellectual, but yes, I like the comic art and Art Adams and John Bryan and things like that. I like those Boucher or whatever with the X-Men and Claremont. I like stories. I like the way they organize the stories, but more of it, the change, the body change, and even the art-wise. There was Barry Windsor Smith and things like that. Yeah, I know.
Do you know an artist called Glenn Fabry?
No.
Spider-Man and loads of stuff.
2000 AD.
Yeah, 2000 AD.
Slain the King.
I never got into that. I mean, it's like, iconic.
Yeah.
But I've never really got into 2000 AD.
Oh, right,
that sort of thing.
No, Glenn did loads of stuff, Iron Man, Daredevil, and other stuff, and he lived down the road. And he said, I'm doing a comic called Lot 13. Do you want to be in it?
Right.
So he gave me some ideas of what he wanted.
Right.
I walked around my garden doing the poses, and then he drew them in the comic.
You drew them in the comic?
Yeah, I'm on the last page.
Wow.
So it's just me. So to be in a comic was just fantastic. It was like, woo.
That's legendary.
Yeah.
That is legendary to be inside a comic.
Indeed,
and
he
on top of
was.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was proud to be John at that point.
I mean, listening to the Cravats, I did kind of get the impression, and I don't know if it was you or the other members of the band, there was certainly some bits in there that was genre-related stuff. You had clips from shows like The Prisoner and that.
Well, we grew up with it, so it was, Thunderbirds and The Prisoner and all that sort of stuff.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah, Twilight Zone. So we used to just record bits with a cassette player in those days, off the radio or the TV, and then, go in the studio and press the play button and record it.
Thinking out of the box.
Yeah.
Thinking out of the box.
Yeah.
We were sampling before sampling existed.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's obvious that it's something that you like. So to get to then do something like Red Dwarf, or I mean, you did the Pratchetts. We were talking about that earlier, and he's in 3, not 1, not 2, 3 adaptations of Terry Pratchett novels.
Yeah. Well, 2.
3, because Johnny and the Dead. Johnny and the
Oh,
Dead.
Yeah, true. I didn't even know that was by Terry Pratchett.
Yeah, that was one of his kids' novels.
Hooray, I'm in 3.
I do my research, even if I get the name wrong.
You might have recalled from John there. You've recalled from John there.
Johnny and the Dead, that was Brian Blessed, wasn't it? He was in that as well.
Johnny and the Dead?
Yeah.
It's a long time since I've seen it. You may be right on that.
I only watched Discworld on that one.
Hogfather and Colour of Magic.
Yeah, those 2 I know.
Terry Pratchett was an utter genius, wasn't he?
Oh, you totally. And an absolutely lovely man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, nobody's got a bad word to say about him, and rightly so. Because he's, he never fell out of nightclubs rather inebriated or did anything unpleasant. He was just a great man,
Well, how do we glaze it now? People that fall out of nightclubs and everything like that. Start calling him John. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's fine. I mean, do you have a particular favourite out of some of the shows that you have been involved with?
Probably Red Dwarf, definitely up there, because it was a great family, and you just walked into a lovely mass of people who were all really into making it good,
Well, it's actually lasted a long time and it's still going on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah. I mean, it had been going a while by the time you did. So Red Dwarf 8, that's about 10 years.
Yeah,
they've been in.
But they brought it back, didn't they?
Yeah, it came
Yeah.
back on You and Dave, as they now call it.
Yeah. But with a lot of the stuff I've done, the nicest thing is you're going into something that's established.
Yeah.
And you're either going to fit in and everybody's going to be nice to you, or you're going to feel out totally on a limb. And some have been like that. But in general, TV, they tend to be really welcoming. And, so you get drawn into the whole thing and everybody's friendly, and, whether it's the makeup people, the wardrobe, it's all people trying to make something good,
But it's friendships that last, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Definitely.
Sure.
Yeah.
Have you got any sort of overriding memories from Hitman?
Yeah, my history goes back. I'm the backbone of a lot of things, and it's not as if I need to say them. I like the quiet, to be honest. I take the wig off and I disappear. I go and watch Star Trek. That's my play.
Good man.
So what you're talking about my histories, like with Jason of Take That and the 911s, and even what we've done recently with the Hara and with Harvey. I enjoy, just saying hello to everybody, and I do enjoy. It sounds crap, doesn't it? You just enjoy. Tea and cake, love. That's my plan. Tea and cake, biscuits, sit down, have a talk, and get out. That's the plan. Watch my Star Trek. Don't touch me when I'm watching Star Trek.
Are you up to date?
With Star Trek, I watch Starfleet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you watching Starfleet?
Yeah, I am actually. I actually kind of like it.
I'm loving it.
It's a bit timey-wimey and all that stuff
Yeah,
and everything.
well,
Cisco episode was a bit weird.
I
Didn't see it
haven't watched
coming.
them all, but I only got, so I read all the reviews going, it's woke and it's rubbish.
Oh, as soon as somebody uses the W word, I switch
yeah.
off.
Holly Hunter. Holly Hunter. I mean, I did see Holly Hunter as what Lasarian or something like that, and that they last for years and years. Latronite.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a really clever. But I thought that was from the Whoopi Goldberg. Is that the?
No.
Is it both things?
Whoopi Goldberg was an Elorian who is also a long-lived alien species. Lanthanite is what's her name in Strange New Worlds, who's the engineer at the moment.
Yeah.
She's our first Lanthanite.
Well, good choice.
Yeah.
Good choice of character.
Well, I've been watching it. It's enjoyable. I mean, I don't see why everybody's ranting on it.
I think the kids on that show are massively engaging, and I am so impressed by some of the work some of them put in.
Wait a second. What do we all think about Strange
New Worlds?
No, Strange Things. Stranger Things.
Stranger Things on
Because I've
on
only
Netflix.
just gone to episode. Was it first the episode of it now? And I like it.
Yeah.
But everybody.
Yeah, everybody goes nuts.
Yeah. Sidestep.
Yeah, see, we'd be raking it in if we'd been in that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about that.
Yeah.
Getting some of that Netflix money, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
God. Or Apple.
Yeah.
Apple.
Oh, Apple. Yes. Oh, blimey.
No.
We do have a little bit of an audience here.
What? Who are they?
And,
Get out!
and as this is a Q&A,
Right.
potentially they may have some cues for us.
Nah.
Well, they can go. They can go. He can go.
Oh, I mean, we do have somebody with a red dwarf top. Do they have a cue?
This obviously.
Yeah.
You do, right. I'm going to come over to you. Hello, what's your name?
Jamie it is.
Okay, Jamie, what's your question?
The question's for Shend, and my question is, what are your fondest memories working on those 2 episodes of Red Dwarf in Series 8?
Well, yeah, I mean, there again, it was the sort of camaraderie and being welcomed into something. Plus, it's great fun. And you had to keep stopping because somebody would start laughing. So, which, made long days, but it was just really good fun, Everybody's so into their character that they, even when you're in the buffet, they're still in character.
I have a question on that one. Do the people keep in character? Sorry. Do they have people keep in character all the time?
Yeah, sort of. They can't get out of it because they're dressed up in, like the person.
Walking around in costumes like these guys and everything like that.
And they're just so used to it. So used to it. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, good fun. Like them all.
Is that the sort of thing you ever kind of think? Oh, especially as you like your Star Trek and your genre shows. Have you ever thought?
As an
I'd love to be in something.
Well, here
like
we go. Because of the humility and everything like that. I mean, you get to a point where you say, right, I'm having a piece of that. What was it? The politics of envy and the politics of jealousy. I'm jealous. I'm envious of people like yourself that can go in and do things like that. But jealous? Don't get me started. I'm saying is that with Wiggy, Wiggy has an access to television.
Yeah.
And I am a quiet guy from Chorley who's basically enjoyed just dancing in a room. And, people say, hey, you should be doing this because that's what that was the first competition I ever did. They pushed me. I didn't do it. I wasn't going to go, hey, get out of the way. I am going to hit this stage. Talk American and everything like that.
Next wrestling. But don't you find anything like that that's good that's happened is totally by chance, really?
Yeah.
It's not like, right, I'm going to be an actor or I'm going to be a dancer. It's just like you think, that's good. And suddenly somebody picks you and you do something and then that leads to other stuff.
Yeah.
in some respects, I think that's very much the punk ethos.
Yeah. Well, it is.
I like the punk ethos because what you're talking about there is that out-of-the-box thinking.
Yeah.
What the frack?
One of the wrestlers looks unhappy.
He's walking around and kicking everybody's ass.
I mean, basically by doing that, I mean, I'm 68 now, and I've never had a job in my life. Never. Because I've managed to live off music, acting, whatever.
Nice.
Which isn't work, it's just having fun. So, and I think, great, you know, I think I'm incredibly lucky that I've never had to work at Halfords or anything else. Not that I've got anything against Halfords, but, you know...
Or in a bank.
Yes. I've just never had to do it, so I've never done a 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
And how much in life is that time worth?
Yeah.
Having all that time to yourself to do what you want. I mean, so I'm rich in time.
Yeah, but you're carrying on and still doing it, and that's the example. I mean, a lot of people, us doing these sort of things, we're trying to just kind of broaden people when we talk about the line.
Yeah.
We have had a focus of some sort because, like I said with Wiggy, I treat him as a kind of a sidestep, but people say when you take the wig off, you change, but it's not. I just keep it down. That's all it is.
Exactly.
You know, you're not being a mad bastard or something like that. That's where the formula. But I'm just saying is that the example, you're doing a great job, and I'm not just trying to patronise you or anything. That you're doing a great job by being here and making the thing between television and here.
Yeah.
That was the thing I always had as a kid.
Yeah.
You look into this box and everybody's there, and then you look out of the box.
Yeah.
And then you see people like yourself or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing I was always
Well,
going about.
I grew up watching things like Minder and stuff.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you're in Minder, and you just think, this is George Cole, and he's like lovely. And you know, lots of the people that I've worked with, like Lemmy, Motorhead and stuff.
Wow. Yeah.
And just people who are like flipping heck. You know, you're great. And I'm a fanboy, the same as anybody else is a fanboy.
What is the... We'll wrap up on this question because we're running out of time, but what is the biggest moment where you've basically fanboyed away?
Peter Cook.
Peter Cook?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
One of my first ever jobs was an advert for NatWest Bank, and starring Peter Cook and Jennifer Saunders, loads of other people, and I spent 2 days sitting with Peter Cook. And
my God.
Yeah, he was a god to me, and bedazzled, all that sort of stuff, and he was just a lovely man. I was driving this stretch limo, driving him around supposedly, and they said that they had to move location, and Peter Cook said, well, we got this car. So he's the chauffeur. Yeah, I was the chauffeur. You drive and I'll sit in the back. So we just drove up and down Park Lane, messing around with...
Messing around.
Well, he found a decanter of vodka in the back. So drinking that, and snap, I've Got the Power was number one at the time.
Yeah.
So we had that blasting out the stereo.
I got the power.
Yeah, just driving up Park Lane. And I just thought, this Peter Cook, this is great. And I'm getting paid loads of money.
Life can't get any better.
I was going to say, beat that.
Yeah.
Go on.
Peter Cook. You
Peter
can't.
Cook.
If it was Spike Milligan, I'd be you're topping of that at the top of there.
You must have a moment though where
what
that you just had a geek out fanboy moment.
Honestly, I come from Chorley, you know. Like I said before, when I was sneak away to do ballet sort of thing and that sort of thing. Have I had a fan moment? I mean, I don't think Pete gets it about me. But I like things like Round the Horn. Have you ever heard of Round the Horn?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that kind of old culture and that kind of thing, and even carry-ons and whatever. And there was a time, Park Hall, and it was Christmas. We were doing the show, and I bought Mitch a present. And Pete and myself haven't had an ice cream moment.
Right.
We've not sat down and go, hiya Pete, how are you, lad? What are you up to? Hey! We've not done that. So I gave him my present because I like a present that actually, I don't like, I can't stand crap presents. So I brought a present I buy myself, because he's like that. I bought him round the horn tapes and everything like that.
Right, yeah, good choice.
But it was his face. His face was like in shock. And I said before, well, I know you don't know me, but you know, that's the kind of thing that I like. Because I'm usually I'm not going to say mad beep beep. I'm the person that's basically, you know, around him, energy and that sort of thing. So as I said before, fan moments, Noel Edmonds, when I went on the show, I did, what else did I do? The Brit Awards, I did the Brit Awards, and when we did that sort of thing, that was interesting. Oh, Bobby Brown, that's it, walking up and down. I walked by Bobby Brown, and he's in the corridor, and I'm walking past him, and Bobby goes, I can see him, who's this guy? And he's not in his bouncer said, oh, he's the guy on television with him and a nerd. He went like that. I thought, what the fuck? I mean, do I look like a devil to you or something like that or whatever? So no.
Weird.
Weird?
Weird.
Guys,
He's
this
weird. Sorry.
has been an absolute pleasure.
Yes, I've enjoyed it slightly.
Yeah.
John?
Yes. Just John enjoyed it.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Shendo and Wiggy.
We love you, John! We love you, John!
That was a fun one, wasn't it? I certainly enjoyed it. Me, John Hollywood, haha. The final interview of the day was with Northwest actor Philip McGuinness. Now, let me just set the scene here, because something happens during this interview that gets referenced and I don't think it will really be understood. Throughout the day, between the interviews, there was wrestling going on. Yes, top rope wrestling. And during the half an hour between sessions, they would have a match. And there was the bad guys and the good guys. And during this interview, one of the bad guys comes over and gives a little grief to Phil and to Paul. So that's what that will mean when you get to that point of the interview anyway. Yes, Phil's a lovely guy. He's been in lots of things. He's been in Goed. He's been in The Responder. And he's also in The Batman. Yes, a Batman movie. That's one of the ones I made as well. I make all of them because I'm John Hollywood. So, enjoy this. He's very much a geek like Paul and Mike and Doug. And yes, so it's over to Paul and to Phil. Let's go!
Now, we've had some great Q&As already today, and we've got one last one to knock things off. So I'd like to get a round of applause for our final guest of the day, Philip McGuinness.
Hello.
Take a seat, Phil.
Thank you.
So, how has your Comic Con been?
This is the first. I've seen Comic Cons.
Yeah.
But the first time I've ever been invited to one.
Yeah, because I mean, cards on the table. You're a nerd like us.
Oh, I am a massive. I hope that I'm a bit of a king of the geeks. Like that's the way I like to see myself. Well, I'm not, but I like to think I am.
I mean, obviously, we're 50-foot nerds. You're what, 6'4" nerds?
Yeah, so I'll fit right in.
You fit right in.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Brilliant. So, but you've had a good day.
Loved it.
Raising plenty of money for charity?
Yes, today we're raising money for Alder Hayes Children's Hospital, so delighted. Thank you.
A brilliant place to raise money for.
Yep.
Yeah. So good number. You think? You
More than I thought. Yeah. Do you know?
Is the bucket rattling quite well?
It's jingling. It's jingling.
Or is it rustling? Were there more notes?
Well, I hope so. I hope so. When we can't, our people have threw a few notes in. Do you know the biggest thing that people do the double take when they're like, you're the and I'm like maybe Goed, the Batman, Emmerdale, whatever, Coronation Street. No, you're the smarty guy with the dodgy haircut, and I'm like, hello, that is me. How are we?
Are there things that you kind of think? I did a thing, and I nobody will ever remember me from that, and then it turns out to be the one thing that they remember you for.
Do you know? It's always the way. It's the thing that you least expect to be to sort of do really well,
for, yeah.
And then it's like, wow, okay. So yeah, I got a week in Poland for it as well. It was great.
A week in Poland.
A week in Poland to film, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it could have been filmed anywhere, but we went to Poland for Christmas. Just before Christmas, I was like, yes, please, thank you very much.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
So what's the origin story of Phil McGuinness?
The origin story of Phil
The
McGuinness.
secret origin of
The
Phil.
secret origin of Phil McGuinness. Well, I was a painfully shy boy, like painfully.
No way.
And yeah, I discovered drama. My first ever role was a tree in my school play that had no lines.
I want to be a tree.
Be a tree. It's probably my best performance because I didn't have to speak. And then I got into secondary school. I remember we were in an English class, and basically she went, "Oh, let's do some drama," and it was in the standard English class. "Oh, let's imagine that we're in a car crash," and I was like, "Okay." And I think I remember seeing Christopher Eccleston in Cracker, and I was like, I feel as though I can sort of know how to do this. And then at the end, she went, "Have you thought about trying out for the school play?"
Okay.
I auditioned for Bugsy Malone, and I got the role of Knuckles. And then on one of the first nights of the play, one of the other actors, the lads, was a bit of a jack the lads. He was chatting up a girl backstage, forgot to come on. So I'm there literally waiting, going, he hasn't come on. So I had to improvise.
Oh, baptism of fire.
Yeah, I know. But then the drama teacher said to me, you should really consider thinking about this as studying something. So then I did my drama GCSE, and then I joined a drama club outside, so doing loads of plays. But then I thought, okay, why don't we be really sensible and be a nurse? I looked after my nan. Then I went to see a total knee operation in hospital, and the guy, and it was literally like Terminator, the guy is on the bed, awake. I start feeling as though I'm going to pass out. And he said to me, "Mate, are you all right?" Mid, hammer and chisel, getting his knee sorted. So they stopped the surgery to get me a chair and then carried on. I'm like, "Mate, I'm really sorry about this." And I thought, maybe I should be an actor. Maybe I should follow it. Yeah. Thank you. You don't have to record all the way if you don't want to. Very kindly recording that little section for me. Thank you so much. Thank you. But yeah, and then, so I thought, why don't I do a drama degree? And then, I thought, why don't I be a teacher as well? So then I did my PGCE and a master's, and on my last day got an acting job, and then never went back. And now I play a teacher in Go Ahead. There you go.
so
that's the origin of Phil McGuinness.
So it came in useful in the end?
It did. Well, in the audition, I did one self-tape, and I said, "Oh, I'd trained to be a teacher." And he went, "Oh." And that was how I got the role of Mr. Dunn in Go Ahead, because I trained to be a teacher. Literally, right, I'll tell you this, on the response... Give an actor a mic and he'll tell you everything about his life. Actors love talking about themselves. Yeah, absolutely. And then, right, okay, so we were on Bootle Golf Course, responded to, and I was training at South Sefton Sixth Form College. And I remember being literally outside the trailer going, if I wouldn't have left there, I wouldn't be here now. So I'm a big believer in everything works out the way it should if you take your chances.
You know what? We will have this conversation later, but we very much believe in that you end up in the right place at the right time.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah, don't we?
Honestly, or I tell my mates this, right? And my mates are like, "Oh, behave." And I'm like, well, I manifest.
Yeah.
Big believer.
So, I mean, you've done... You are now a semi-recognizable face for a number of things.
There's been a couple, yeah.
And they all seem to have been based on Merseyside.
There's been a few, yeah. I was very lucky because we filmed Go Ahead and then went straight into Responder 2, literally within the space of 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So it was like perfect.
I mean, those are two of the bigger shows that are currently filmed on Merseyside. Go Ahead, literally being filmed round the corner from my house.
It's always the way, isn't it? Like when you want to be in a show and it's around the corner from your house, you're like, I didn't even get an audition for that. So you're around the corner from me.
Yeah, but I mean, the Batman filmed in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Warner seem to love Liverpool.
They do.
They've just come back and done Clayface.
Yes.
Yeah. The Wizarding World franchise filmed in Liverpool.
Fantastic Beasts.
It's Liverpool is one of those towns that just seems to have everything. So it encourages more production, and that's kind of handy for somebody who it's kind of unusual for somebody to choose to stay local rather than chase the dream down in London.
Yeah.
Or in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Or what have you.
Do you know, I'm a homeboy. I was raised by my mum and my nan, so I was a carer for my nan as well, like I said before. And I went to Edgehill University, which was literally 5-10 minutes from my house. I went to go to Leeds University. I had a look around there, and I was like, I want to be at home. So I like going away, filming away. But then I don't know. I'm if I have my chippy tea on a Friday night, that's
Chippy tea.
chips curry fried rice. You know, I'm a simple guy. I don't like to be fussed or anything. I'm not one of them actory people at all. And my mum would never let me be either. So yeah, I love being a Liverpool boy, and it will never fade out of me. My mum is incredibly proud. I am
biggest fan.
Number one fan. Probably my only fan. But yeah, I am very lucky to be born to the mum that I was born to. The thing with me is, when I say I'm going to do something, I will go to the ends of the air to do it. Win, lose or draw, you know?
Okay, so on that, what's the most you've done to really nail a job?
Well, with the Batman, for example.
Yeah.
I told my agent, I was like, I'd love to be in Batman, massive Batman fan. And then COVID happened, and I thought, why don't I just email them myself? They're like, yeah, they know who you are, Phil. Yeah, they're looking at you. I was like, no, they're not. They're not, let's be honest. So a couple of days before I went to Switzerland on another job, I emailed, and then I'm literally in Switzerland, right, in the middle of a football pitch, just got back to the hotel, and they went, Phil, you're never going to believe who's just been on the phone for you. The Batman. I went, oh yeah, I emailed them like 2 days ago. And like, so I thought, create your own chances. I did the same with Responder. I saw it in the paper, and I was like, I'm just going to email. The Hobbit was actually right. I made a vision board. The Hobbit was on my vision board. The Batman symbol was on my vision board. Emmerdale, Coronation Street. My car was on my vision board. And so I've done like half of the things that I said I was going to do.
What's on the other half?
That's coming. That's in the post.
Yeah.
That's in the post.
Well, they're on...
2030, guys, 2030. I'm earmarking it for myself. Come on, man. Do you know, I've actually got my origin story, right? So when Rusty Davis or whoever's in charge comes in and goes, right, Phil, do you want to audition? Listen, guys. I've done the music, I wrote the script, I've got everything, and if you don't want to film it, I'll film it in my own back garden, because I think I've got a great idea for a story for my first ever ep. So that's the dream.
Well, you did. So you are a massive nerd.
Oh yeah.
You like a lot of the same things we all do here.
Oh yeah.
We've already bonded over Doctor Who.
I saw your T-shirt. I was like, friend.
You talked to me before I talked to you, so that's awesome. But you did a sort of comic strip animation for a BBC competition.
I did. Well, I saw it advertised, and I thought, I mean, it didn't win, obviously, but I thought, why don't I just give it a go? Yeah. And I've run out of Sharpies quite a few times with that. And I'm sure towards the end, I couldn't figure out. I was trying to record it on my Mac. And then it was, do you know where it goes like the green screen? You're like, there's an error on the timeline.
Yeah.
Right to the deadline, I got it in because I ran out of memory and I didn't realise. That's what the problem was. So yeah, give me a pen and paper, or I paint models, Lord of the Rings miniatures.
Yes.
Games Workshop.
I have seen that you do videos about that on the social medias.
Everyone looks at me and goes, Phil, someone said to me, oh, I don't do child's things. I'm like, what? Child's things? Behave.
I'm sorry. I would like to know what child has the pocket money to be able to spend that kind of money on all of those miniatures. That's why I never got into Warhammer.
Yeah, I mean, you basically have to get a second mortgage out, really, don't you, if you want to be into that? Because you can't just buy one thing. You go, ooh, and then you end up with a pile of shame of like loads of boxes that you haven't done anything about.
Yeah, it sounds like him and Lego.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm got a little treat for myself for Valentine's Day, so got myself a little rose and a few boxes of Lord of the Rings miniatures. So that's what I'm going to be doing this evening with me chippy tea. There you go.
Why not?
Why not?
Absolutely. You were saying Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
You are on record as basically saying the only way to watch Lord of the Rings is the extended versions.
Oh, absolutely. Well, 18th of January, decided to go and watch them all back to back in the Odeon. Honest, all
24 hours of them.
One of the best days in my entire life. I thought I was going to struggle. It flew by. Oh, it's the only way to do it now, isn't it? I really...
I waited until Return of the King was coming out and did it all in one day.
Oh, that is lovely.
Back in the day.
Oh. I mean, if you can get me with Doctor Who, Lord of the Rings, Batman, I'm a cheap date, I'm a very cheap date.
To be fair, I finally upgraded to the 4K box set, or the Middle-earth box set, but because all the films are split across 2 discs, I kind of did it as a mini-series, so it was a 12-part mini-series over 12 weeks.
Okay. Netflix style. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but
okay.
they look so good in 4K. the only thing... Sorry, we're just having a conversation.
Sorry.
Forget about the Q&A.
We're just geeking out. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, the only thing I miss about the new 4K editions is on the old DVDs, you had the appendices discs.
Oh,
and I
amazing.
miss those appendices discs. I need to reinvest in those old DVDs now.
Oh, I mean, honestly, I remember I wasn't really a fan of the books before I started.
Yeah.
And I remember just seeing it in the pictures, saying that my cousin went, "Do you want to come with me?" I was like, "What? About a ring? Oh, that sounds stupid." And then I saw Legolas and I was like, "Give me a bow right now." I am all in. And then since then my uncle brought me for Christmas. He obviously got the extended edition Fellowship of the Ring. Didn't want it. Repurposed it for me, thinking, "Oh, I'll get rid of him with that." And I was just like, repeat.
Yeah.
Every Friday night, me and my nan, what we watch? Lord of the Rings.
3.5 hours.
Oh,
nice.
all in.
Oh, that's brilliant. I also know doing the research. You did a thing. You did a thing with Sean Pertwee. The
Nightcaller, I did. So this is what I mean about the universe manifesting around you.
I know.
I did something with Colin Baker years ago. I was an essay many years ago with that. I did the Nightcaller, and he was in it.
Yeah.
And I never got to meet him on set, which I was devastated
that's a
about.
shame.
I know, because I was like,
that's a shame. He is lovely. I have met him.
I've heard that he's great.
I swear. He has inherited all his father's old anecdotes that his father, of course, is now no longer using.
Yeah. I think, right, do you know when I become Doctor Who, right? I'll tell you one of my ideas for Doctor Who, right? It's going to be like a big celebration. So what are we on now? We're on, it might be the 70th anniversary, okay? So that's coming up in probably about 8 years.
Yes.
One doctor goes through one door, and on the other side, another doctor walks out. Okay, so wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey. And we'll get him back because he never got to do it, Capaldi. And that was supposed to happen. So that's going to be one of the... And it's going to be like a series. Each episode is a different doctor. That's my jam. And you heard it here first, guys. So if anyone does it before me, this is my idea.
Another one that they filmed in Liverpool, Talamasca.
Talamasca, yes. Well, I had a little bit in that as well.
The Vampire Chronicles spin-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've watched the first episode of that, and I remember there's a scene where they're at the Dakota Building in New York, and I've been there, so I know it's definitely the Dakota Building. And they walk into Central Park, and then there's a cut, and they're in Sefton Park.
There you go.
No,
the magic of television.
The magic of television, ladies and gentlemen. But I know it's Sefton, but I recognise Sefton Park when I see it.
Absolutely. We all know, don't we? We're like, hang on a minute, that doesn't connect to that. But yeah, anyone, if you're in another part of the world, you might not recognise it, but we know. We know.
We know. It's local.
Yeah.
It's,
Do you know the beauty about that, very quickly, right?
Yeah.
This is what an actor's life is like. You won't get a job for months and months and months and months, and then I got 4 jobs in 11 days. I did a commercial for Apple in Bulgaria for 7 days. I flew straight back to Bristol. I film for the Famous Five for one day, then I come straight back that night to film for Go Ahead the next day, and then after that I went to Bury to film a scene for Talamasca. So, and then didn't work for another 5 months. That's the way an actor's life is. It's either feast or famine.
I mean, do you... I used this phrase earlier. Do you have a sort of a side hustle to keep you going?
Oh yeah, I'm a hustler, baby. Anything I will do. If it's one day commitment, I would sweep the streets. I would not care because it means the next day you could go to an audition. So a lot of actors do role play, and it's not that kind of role play. It's medical role play, and basically
it's not D&D, folks.
No, it's basically so if you're training doctors and say you break your arm. And then you have to come in and they have to run you through, you have to give the scenario, they have to ask you questions and they get assessed. So loads of actors do that, do loads of promo jobs. So you see people giving away cans of Coke or whatever throughout the streets. Loads of them are dancers or actors or presenters or whatever. So I will do anything. Well, not anything, virtually anything.
But I won't do that.
But I won't do that. There you go. Anything for love, but I won't do that on Valentine's Day. There you go.
And soaps. You've done soaps.
I have, yeah.
I mean, some people kind of think, oh, soaps, turn my nose up at that, but
not at all.
Work is work.
Do you know, honestly, I think soap actors are some of the best actors in there because they're literally, I've seen actors where they can pick a script up and go, right, okay, let's shoot it.
Oh my word.
And, and obviously they'll do a little bit of prep beforehand, but sometimes the script might change and you might just go quick learn that. I really struggle with that. But so they can just
we
turn
had
it
this
on.
conversation earlier. We both struggle with lines. Always giving you a dirty look.
Yeah. I actually quite like them. I always like the villains.
But yeah. So and it's the Northern soaps. So
absolutely.
He's gesticulating.
Uh-oh.
So you did Corrie, you did Emmerdale.
I did, yes.
Oh.
What the beauty about Coronation Street was, I was working with just one actor, and he was absolutely lovely. So Spider, if anyone's watched Coronation Street, he came back as like an undercover copper, and then I was his handler. So all of my scenes were with him, and he was just so lovely because I was, quite nervous. You get virtually no time. You shoot it and you think, oh, that's a rehearsal, isn't it? Like, no, we're moving on. Like, what? And he was just brilliant. And I went into the green room that I come in, love, have a seat. What are you giving us today? Tell us about you. And it just makes you just feel so relaxed. So beautiful. And Emmerdale was exactly the same. Loved it.
Marvellous. Now, technically speaking, this is supposed to be a Q&A.
Okay.
Which means
not just me talking. Sorry, guys.
Not just us geeking out, but which we could do for hours, I'm sure. So we do have a few people watching. So
hello.
Let's see
Thanks.
if anybody has some cues. Does anybody have some questions for us? I mean, if not, then we'll just
be brave. Ask me anything.
We'll just carry on. But Phil is here to answer your questions. Huh? No? Yes?
Do you know what? Someone, right? I did a thing for Mirsad Police the other day.
Oh, right.
And the first thing, some kid went to me, how much do you get paid? And I was like, not as much as you might think, my friend. He said, do you get like 50 grand? I was like, what? No, the first thing, how much do you get paid is normally the question you always get.
Oh.
But anything you want to ask me, I'll answer anything.
No?
Oh, here we got one.
Mike's got one.
Have I seen Wonder Man yet?
Wonder
no,
Man.
not yet.
Oh, especially as, of course, Trevor Slattery is an actor from Liverpool.
Oh, my
Isn't
days.
He?
Well, see, I'm slightly behind. It only came out very recently, though, didn't it?
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago.
Well, that might be my Valentine's night. Chippy T, Lord of the Rings, Peyton, Wonder Man.
You'll get through Wonder Man in
Wonder
one
Man.
night. Yeah.
I mean, I'm so excited to see Doomsday as well, by the way. Oh, my days. A friend of mine has just been working on Spider-Man. And
up in Glasgow.
Can't tell you when but said it's going to be brilliant. I was like, oh, okay. I'm excited.
Oh,
yeah.
So we've established you would very much like to do Doctor Who.
Oh, 100%.
What else would you love? Just in your heart of hearts,
yeah.
What is the thing you really want to do?
I honestly would have loved to have been the Batman, but I don't. I'm Batman. I don't really think I'm a Bruce Wayne, but I would maybe like to be John Constantine because Scouser.
He's a Scouser, yeah.
You know, like,
you know what? I can see that.
Keanu Reeves doesn't need it anymore, does he? Come on, James Gunn's probably one of
and
accurate one.
Matt Ryan's had his run now.
You know, so maybe Constantine. I've earmarked that in the back of my mind. Put a little pin in that.
Constantine with an actual Scouse accent.
You know, absolutely. Come on. I mean, everyone in America loves the Beatles, so you know we'll be all right. They can understand the accent. We're fine.
Yeah.
That Doctor Who. I wore a tuxedo yesterday for an event I was presenting, and they were like, "Oh, very 007." I was like, "Well, if you want to give me that as well, I won't say no." Basically, just all the franchises, basically, essentially.
A Scouse Bond.
A Scouse Bond. You know, I can adjust the accent. You know, well, Daniel Craig is from the Wirral, isn't he?
Yes,
so,
this is
you
true.
know.
He went to the same school that my son went to, so
There you go.
Yeah,
So you know, we'll have one just the other side of the water this time.
Yeah. Not a woolly back.
Yeah. Well, I'm from Knowsley, so technically I'm not a proper Scouser, but you know, I've got the accent, so I'm okay.
That's brilliant.
I'm greedy, basically, aren't I? What do you want? Everything.
So what's coming up that you're looking forward to seeing?
Yeah, we've got Go Ed Series 3 coming out. Yeah, thank you, the one fan there.
Yeah.
Loyal, love it. I actually think it's going to be the best one that we've done.
Yeah.
I can't really... Well, I can tell you. I'm in it more.
Yay!
Very selfishly. Yeah, I'm in it more. Which is quite nice because it means that they've seen something in your character and they've written more for you each time.
Awesome.
And there's you're going to be seeing a lot more of other people as well. And I won't say much more than that until
Spoilers!
you see it. Until episode 1, you go, oh, I saw a lot more of that person. But yeah, it's
Okay.
it's going to be hilarious. Hilarious.
Cool. And out of the sort of stuff you're into, what are you looking forward to seeing?
Oh my days. Well, it'll be so interesting now to see this resolution with the Christmas episode of Doctor Who. That is exciting. I love Michael Jackson. Oh my days, the new Michael Jackson film I think is going to be incredible.
You know what? Me and the missus, we saw that trailer and we're going, he looks so much like Michael Jackson.
Oh,
Who's
my
playing
days.
him? Oh, it's one of his nephews.
Yeah. Wanna be starting something? You got to be starting. Love Michael Jackson. So I'm excited to see that. Excited to see the new Spider-Man, Doomsday. What else? Oh, I'm going to see Scream. Scream 7.
Scream 7.
I liked 5 and 6, so I was.
Oh,
but
they were
obviously,
okay,
you know.
yeah.
But that's going to be exciting to see. So, are you a Scream fan as well? Love it. Well, I was supposed to go with my friends on the initial night, and then Robbie Williams released. I've got an eclectic taste here, guys. He's doing a gig on the 27th, and I was like, I'm going to get myself a ticket, and then couldn't get one for Liverpool. Devastated. But then I managed to get a ticket last minute, so I've got to go and see it the day after.
Right.
Unless I do a midnight screening of Scream in Manchester, which, you know, I might do. I've got an Odeon Limitless card, so, you know, treat myself.
You know what? Hang on.
Oh, hang on. Here we go.
What's your opinion on the Cornetto trilogy?
The Cornetto trilogy.
They are genius,
oh,
aren't they?
my days. I mean, I went to see the re-release of Shaun of the Dead 20 years.
I saw it first time at the cinema.
Oh, my days.
The 20th anniversary, or I think it was the end of last year, so November time.
Yeah.
The Odeon were doing a weekly screening each film.
Oh, my, I missed that.
I saw all of them, but then the showcase on the stands, they were doing all three back to back.
Oh, my days. So that was like a proper Lord of the Rings style, back-to-back, yeah? Marathon.
Back to the Future was planned.
Oh, my days. Wow.
Yeah, and then immediately after, all three Cornetto.
Wow.
Go on.
Well, I mean,
to wrap up,
I love them. I mean, Shaun of the Dead for me, just it's one of the best films I think that's ever been made. Stylistically, the way it's pieced together is magic.
my hot take: Hot Fuzz is better.
I love Hot Fuzz.
Here's my hot take. I've got a soft spot for the World's End.
Somebody has to.
It's so hard, isn't it, when the other two have been so great? And My friend Mawson, little name drop there, my friend Mawson Freeman is in that as well. I said, quickly to wrap up, right, I want to be in the new Lord of the Rings film. And I met Andy Serkis 3 times last year, once at the BAFTAs. And I was like, I went up to him, what do I say? Oh my God. I was like, I believe we've got a mutual friend, Martin Freeman. I was like, oh, Phil, you just did not do that, did you? But yeah, that's me. Get me in Lord of the Rings as well, guys. There you go.
Phil, it's
Thank
been an
you.
absolute pleasure. Give Phil McGuinness a round of applause.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you, sir. Love Doctor Who. Love the T-shirt.
So that's everything from this Wrexham Comic Con, but don't worry, the con will be back, and I'm sure the 54 Nerds will be there too. Maybe I'll be there this time, who knows? But until next time, I've been instructed to tell you all to like and comment on the video if you're watching a video version, to subscribe to the podcast, is that what they say? On all of the major podcast platforms. Tell your friends, come and see the nerds at the next convention that they do, and until next time, let me check my script, my notes. Geek out! Ha ha! Oh, and come to the shows at Geek Retreat in Warrington. Ha ha! Are we done?